Hello, this is Mark Sabatella from Outside Shore Music. In this video, I want to talk about the process of syncopating a melody. And before I define exactly what I mean by syncopation, I should say that really what I'm talking about is more general than that very specific term. It's the idea of personalizing the rhythmic interpretation of a melody to feel a little more natural, a little more speech-like. And I actually have a theory that the English language lends itself to this perhaps more than most other languages because the English language itself is so irregular in its pronunciations. We have some words that come from Latin, some words that come from Greek, and words that come through other languages as well. And so the pattern of where the accents are, the way prefixes and suffixes work is just very it's varied from word to word in a way that creates kind of an irregular pattern of rhythms, more so than a lot of other languages. And so maybe this is one reason why English typically, why, for instance, jazz developed in an English-speaking country. I mean, there's lots of other historical reasons behind this, but I do think that maybe something about the English language invites syncopation. Y'all can debate that if you like. So syncopation is the idea of irregular accents. That is a general definition of syncopation. A more specific one is going to be a note on an offbeat not followed by one on the beat. So here's some notes off the beat. If I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, there was a lot of notes off the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. A lot of those notes were off the beat, but they were all followed by one on the beat. But if I go 1 and 2 and 3 and then don't put something immediately on 4 after that, that last note is syncopated. It was on an offbeat, not followed by one on the beat. So that is the technical definition of syncopation. What I will say then is if we want to take a melody and syncopate it, an easy and very natural way to do that will be to take some of the notes and move them half a beat early. We call that anticipation. And by taking some notes and moving them half a beat early, well, if we don't move anything else, then that means that that note is not followed by something on the next beat because we just moved it early. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at that first phrase. Oh, come, all ye faithful. Obviously, we're doing Oh, come, all ye faithful. If I take all and just move it half a beat early, oh, come, all ye faithful. And I also put full half a beat early. I picked on those because there was room to move them early, right? So that gives me some syncopation right there. So I can say, oh, and then make that a dotted quarter note instead of a half note. Come, and then put all on the and of 2 instead of on 3, but then tie it over into beat 3. So we have that note on the and of 2, not immediately followed by a note on 3 because it's just tied over. And then I can have ye, and then another dotted quarter, faith, and then an eighth note, full, and tie that one over as well. Now, moving these notes early, anticipation, is very common, but there's another option, and that is to move a note half a beat later. Now, that's going to put it closer to its neighbor that comes after that, and so we might have to push multiple notes over, and we might, find places where we think it's going to work with the lyrics, but one common place we see it is at the beginning of a phrase. So instead of putting joyful and, instead of putting that right on the beat, it could be 1 joyful and. We moved joy over, I moved full over, 1 joyful and full got pushed closer to and, but that's okay. I didn't feel like that syllable needed a lot. So I could put in a rest and say joy, and then an eighth note, full, and then and try, all right, and dotted quarter again, and then eighth note, full, vent. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Right? That would be one possible syncopation of that melody. And yeah, I say we do this to personalize our interpretation. And normally, if you're, say, a jazz musician, you're doing this kind of on the fly, you're doing it spontaneously, improvising. But we also might want to create an arrangement for multiple instruments or multiple voices, in which case we do have to think through exactly where these syncopations are going to take place. So this is basically what there is. I mean, you can do other things to personalize a melody, other things to syncopate it, but that idea of just taking some notes and moving them half a beat early, other notes moving them half a beat later, is a very powerful technique for syncopating or personalizing the rhythmic interpretation of a melody.